this is a demonstration of Patnulu. Patnulu is a very special way of making yarn, which is surviving, which is probably the only place in the entire world where you can see this way of doing completely with the hand, from cotton fiber to yarn and from yarn to cloth. So this is in Srikakulam district in AP. Since not many people know about such an existence, we thought we will bring it to Kisan Swaraj Mela, and that is why we are here. So the first stage is patti. So this is konda patti. It is a desi cotton. It is grown in the area. It is desi cotton. What I mean is that it is a native cotton of India, and it doesn't need any fertilizers or special irrigation or any pesticide. So it grows without any of those, and this is a short staple, meaning that the fiber is very small. So this is the cotton that is grown from the field. The spinners, these three people are from Srikakulam district, so they purchase the cotton from the farmer, and the first stage, the first stage involves, any guesses what she is holding in her hand? It is a fish jawbone. It is a fish jawbone. And this is a particular kind of fish. It is a catfish, and it's, as you can see, the teeth are very finely set. So this is the very first process where you can see that from the field the cotton is clinging to the seed. So the first step involves opening the cotton and opening up the clump from the seed. So you can see how they are doing it. Please watch the first process. And when she finishes, that is how it looks. So in this process, what is happening is it is a particular catfish. Okay, so the strands, the trash from the field, because this is directly from the field, the trash is removed, and also the shorter fibers which are not strong enough, they are also removed in this process. So this is the very first step of the Patnulu spinning process. Now once this is done, the next process involves removing the seed. It is called ginning. The second process is called ginning, where with an iron rolling pin, like a chapati motion, they will slowly, gently open and give this jerky motion with which the seeds fall to one side and then the lint falls on the other side. So do you see that it's a very, very gentle form of separating the seed from the in conventional mechanized ginning, which is how the seed gets fully crushed in ginning. It is not used, whereas this goes back into the soil. The farmers purchase or take it back from them and it goes back, and so the seeds you're seeing here are probably several times over. It has gone back and come back to them. This is the next process where the lint from the ginning is opened up using a bow. So the vibrations of the string are applied so that the whole cotton opens up. This is very, very important, because only when you open it up, the clumps can be removed and the clumps can be out, because if you have clumps, when you're spinning you'll get blobs. So that's why they open it up so that they can see it, and the fiber becomes more airy like and fluffy like a cloud. ఇంకొంచెం కావాలి కదా అది చూపించడానికి. చేసింది ఉందా ఇంకా? సో ఆఫ్టర్ ఇది చాలా ఇంకా చేయాలా? ఇంకొంచెం చేయాలేమో కదా, అవసరం లేదా? కాదు, ఇది వేరే గ్రూప్ కదా. ఇంత అక్కర్లేదేమో, ఇంత అక్కర్లేదు. సో ఫ్రమ్ ద బో ఇట్ గోస్ టు వాట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ద బాల్ని. ఇది ఇంకా కొంచెం చేయాలి, ఎగిరిపోతుంది అదే. So in this process what is happening? What is happening to the cotton? Yeah?
The fibers are aligning.
Aligning, very good. Fibers are aligning, and every time she is passing them through the rollers, the length is also increasing, right? She's drawing it out. So drawing it out. So drawing, straightening, aligning, and also smoothening. When the cotton is passing between the rollers, the kinks in the cotton are also kind of getting straightened out. Please observe how the character of the cotton is changing at this stage, from the bow to the balni. So each cloud they do it some 20 times, 20-25 times they pass it, and every time it becomes, this place is not really conducive for the demo because of the breeze. Even here she was not able to show because the breeze was a little too much, but you can see that this is finally how it's becoming more smooth and shiny. And after this the ide chupistara inka ide chupinchestara. Again it is opened up with the bow and rolled into a puni. So it becomes like this. Doing it as many times, as I said, at least 20 times they do it, and it becomes very, very fine. Final stage, like this. Like if you guys have white dogs, it might remind you of the fur. So it becomes like this. Lakshmamma idni daggara pettuko. So then again it is opened up. So here we are showing with very small quantity Usually they do it like with about this much quantity of cotton, and it's a very beautiful thing to watch, where on the floor it's like a big cloud. It's like that, almost like candy, right? So after this stage, they open it up and wind it. Ek kavala? నీ ఏకులన్నీ అయిపోయా? ఇది ఇక్కడ చుట్టింది ఎలాగుంది? ఇక్కడవే ఉన్నాయా? సో దిస్ is the eku. This is the ready to spin form, which Lakshmamma will show you. You can slightly move this side to see the spinning. Please observe how spinning happens. And I will ask you few questions. ఇది నీ దగ్గర పెట్టుకుంటావా? How many of you spin? Anybody spins? Okay. So this is the charkha, right? So you've seen this charkha where? Gandhi. Yeah. So Gandhi has made this, so we call it also Gandhi charkha. How many of you think that khadi is made like this today in India? What we are buying as khadi, how many of you think that khadi is made with this kind of a charkha? You think? Most of us think, right? That's what generally we have the picture. But no khadi in India is made with this charkha today. Yeah, no, nothing. They use what is called an ambar charkha. After this demo, I will show you on the video what an ambar charkha looks like and how it works. Okay, so this doesn't look anything like a charkha, by the way. So it is an ambar charkha. So ambar charkha is what is used for making khadi today, making khadi yarn. So, but this particular way is there in very, very few pockets in India, but nowhere in the world they are doing all these processes and making very, very fine yarn. Only in Srikakulam they are doing that. So now spinning may, what is happening is there is this wheel, and then that is a spindle. అది ఒకసారి అది కదురు ఒకసారి తీసేసి చూపిస్తావా? తీసేసి ఇవ్వు ఒకసారి. So this is what is called the spindle. Okay, so there is a wheel and then there is a spindle. How are they both being connected? How are they both connected? By this thread, right? So when we see a charkha drawing, there is a big wheel, and then there is a spindle, small wheel, and then there is this thing. So observe what she is doing with her right hand, with her left hand, and her eyes. So what is she doing? So when she is turning this, what is happening? When she is turning the wheel, when she is turning this, what is happening to the spindle? Spindle is also rotating, right? So when the spindle is rotating, what is happening? మీరు మీది చేయొచ్చు, వేరే వాళ్ళు చూస్తూ ఉంటారు. So when the twisting, exactly. So when the spindle is twisting, turning, rotating, the twist is getting imparted into the cotton. The twist is traveling into the cotton. So why do we need to give the twist? Otherwise what will happen? Strength. Twist is needed for strength. If you twist too much, yarn will break. If twist is less, yarn will break. If there is no twist, there is no yarn. Can you do anything without strength? You can't. So it's like this. ఇది నీ దగ్గర పెట్టుకో, మళ్ళీ మర్చిపోతాను. So like we make, I'm just going to show what she's doing in a very kacha way. So there is a drawing action and there is a twisting action, okay. So pulling and rotating, pulling, rotating, pulling, rotating. So do you see this part? What is happening is when I'm doing this twist, this twisting action is being given by the spindle, by the rotation of this highly coordinated activity. This pulling, everything is very, very hand, eye, mind coordination. Right, left, and when I asked all of you to observe her eyes, because this point is where she is. So how much you allow, that will determine how thick or thin your yarn is. So these ladies out here are experts in what is called a hundreds count yarn. So what we mean by hundreds count is that oka chilapa open chesesadi nindaka meer pettindi ivara adi open chesesi ivandi. So what we mean by hundreds count, any idea? So what we mean is 1000 meters of yarn, if it weighs 10 grams, then it is hundreds count. So they are all spinners of hundreds count. That is very, very fine yarn. This is 1000 meters of yarn and weighing only 10 grams. So 10 to 16 grams usually it weighs. If it is 14 grams, the count is less. So it is 1000 divided by 14. So that will be the count. So like that they are paid less. For hundreds count, they are paid 168 or 170 rupees per hank. In a day, they can make one hank, and it includes all the steps. By working for about 6 hours, but not continuously, but they sit and get up, they do their other household chores. It is not their only occupation, it is a part-time occupation. So along with their regular work, they do spinning. So all these women out here, now this particular thing which you are seeing here, it is there on the spindle. From the spindle, they put it in this frame. They put it in this frame. ఇది ఒక్కసారి చూపిస్తారా కదురులో ఎలాగనేసి? ఒక కదురు నుంచి తీసేసి ఇవ్వండి. Because in this form we cannot give it to the weaver, no? So we have to wind it. So we wind it and make it is, so each side is 25 centimeters. So one round is 1 meter, and they have a way of counting it to make it 1000. Every 100 they make a separate section in this, and then a hank is made. Once this is made, మీరు ఇది చూపించేసేయండి పర్లేదు, కాళ్ళలో చుట్టి. So that is a chilapa. This is a chilapa. So this is 1000 meters. Yes. So for those of you who want, we also sell this as souvenirs, as something that you saw. If you want to talk about it, this could be a starting point, because people are going to ask you, what is this? And then you can tell them that this is the story of Patnulu. And this is the way where in Srikakulam still there are people who can do the entire process by hand. and from this it goes to the weaver, and about 9 or 10 of this are used to make 1 meter of cloth. So 1 meter of cloth, 1 meter of cloth. And we will also show you Paidraju oksara 100% Patnulu cheera oksari tiva. This is the Valuga fish, the catfish which she is using. Can all of you see? You can see how fine the teeth are. So that is the fish jawbone of that. And now I will show you the ambar charkha, how it functions.
One question. When somebody says like that, says count is some 100 or 10 like that, it says. What is count in a yarn?
Count is actually a measure of the thick or thinness of a yarn. So if it is, so then as the number increases, it becomes finer. So hundreds in khadi, it is mathematically it is 1000 is a constant, 1000 meters, length is constant. 1000 divided by the weight gives the count in khadi.
So she knows for a count how much she has to make it.
Yeah. So they have, from the beginning they'll have a measure. Like this much cotton, I should be able to do this much. So from there it comes. So this much cotton, this much of thing, these many times I have to do it. So from there it starts. And of course her eye, when she's doing this, if I tell her that I want 80s, then she will be able to make 80s. But usually they specialize in a particular count. So usually, and also the older women sometimes because they can't see too well, they make slightly thicker counts. But otherwise they determine, the spinner determines how thick or thin the yarn should be or can be. It is a completely skillful job. So all this and every stage needs to be done perfectly for you to get very good yarn. Only if you get very good yarn, you can weave it. Now this is a product from the area. This is Ponduru khadi, original Ponduru khadi. So పైడ్రాజు నువ్వే కొంచెం ఇట్లా పట్టుకొని తీసుకెళ్ళు పక్కన తీసుకెళ్తే వాళ్ళు చూస్తారు. యూ కెన్ ఆల్ జస్ట్ సీ ఇట్. You can take one layer out and you can see how fine it is. We will think that khadi is only for kurtas. We are used to it.